congratulations for this award. Starting from Nigeria, you arrived in Qatar in your life. You have covered 9 editions of the World Cup. What a professional journey has it been?
Oh, it's been very fantastic. You know, the World Cup to me is the biggest human spectacle that one can ever talk about. To be part of it has been very amazing to me and very fulfilling to me too. And I'm further inspired by people who have covered 15, 16, 17 World Cups. And I hope I will be able to do that. In my first World Cup, I met a man, Diego Lucero, who was then known to be the only man to have watched all editions of World Cup from 1930 to 1990. So I was privileged to meet him, and I was also privileged to meet him again at USA 94 before he passed on the following year. So I have people whose footsteps I'm following, and I'll keep following them because they are inspiration to me, and the World Cup continues to be bigger and bigger, and it's something that I will forever cherish, especially this award.
Yeah, about this trophy, what was your favorite World Cup?
My favorite World Cup undoubtedly was Italia 90, which was my very first adventure into World Cup. And it was also the World Cup in which I consider I was given the warmest reception. I remember when the accreditation form came, February 2, 1990, and in it there was a card inserted in which we were told that upon arrival in Italy for the World Cup, in whichever vessel you are driving in or that is being taken you to Italy, once you get there, just raise that card. And I did that, flying from Lagos to Amsterdam, Amsterdam to Milan. Immediately I just raised that card like this. There was an announcement inside the aircraft that everybody should wait for an esteemed FIFA World Cup Italia 90 guest. And as I sat at the back and in my Nigerian flowing gown, and as I was doing what Kis Daniel called buga, that is throwing my gown here and there like this, there was an applause for me as I walked through the house, and I was the first person to exit the aircraft. And upon getting out of the aircraft, there were stewards to collect my luggage, my hand-long luggage and everything. So it was such a warm reception. I will never, ever forget that Italian 90.
And what about Cameroon-England in the quarterfinals? It was an epic match. Do you have an anecdote about the Cameroon?
Yes, of course. I watched them playing the first match against Argentina. And I entered that stadium. That was the biggest stadium I ever entered as at that time, the San Siro. Before that time, my opinion or my impression about stadiums, about players were just what I gleaned from newspapers and watch on television. But in blood and flesh, I was able to behold that big stadium. Even though getting there, I lost about $600, which as a young man then made me feel very sad. But as I entered the stadium and I saw Diego Maradona, I couldn't imagine the feeling that was in me. He was juggling the ball, going front and back. The ball, first of all, the traditional one, jogging the ball from the leg, then to the shoulder, to the head, and all. It was amazing. I didn't know when I started saying, oh, I've been to the mountaintop, I've been to the mountaintop. And to everybody there, they were looking at me in bewilderment. They didn't know the kind of feeling I was having. So, and to crown up the story of the day, Cameroon, even though my own country, Nigeria, didn't qualify, Cameroon eliminated us. And as an African, my heart was with Cameroon. So seeing Cameroon winning that match, it was very, very awesome to me. And then seeing them against England, I felt bad because that was a match I felt they could have won, especially when they were leading by 2-1 until that unpardonable penalty kick that they considered. And then they further considered another penalty kick in the added time, the extra time, and they lost that match. But that was an Italian summer to remember.